It's the year of the serpent, and gold prices have gone through the fan, and I have been sent a watch with a gold serpent caged inside. Ooh, look at the size of that package. Well, actually, I've been sent 2 watches. The second one has a sterling silver serpent caged inside, but that's not the point. The point is, they look biblical, something ancient and primordial, reborn in the modern age, cast from stone and precious metals which have been around long before primates started to crawl the earth. Greetings, good people, and a very warm welcome to you all. Ooh, hello, what's this? Now that is a slithering serpent as you unbox the box. That's a cool touch with the packaging. So I stopped filming and forgot about the watch and played with the packaging for a while. But look at this book style box. Reminds me of them old books we used to read back in the day with the gold pages. And this book style packaging is a signature of Ciga because they like to write little stories and trinkets of wisdom in these pages. And Ciga Design have been at it again. With their award-winning asynchronous movement technology, they have launched a new limited edition watch called the Legend of the Serpent. Oh, there's a little extra gift in there this time. It's a sterling silver serpent necklace with a gold plated finish. So they have thought of us fellas with accountants, because now you can give it to your lovely lady so she forgets that you've just spent the kids' inheritance on a new watch. So what else is in the box? Now this is a really nice piece of leather. It's a genuine alligator strap and has a silky sheen to it. New leather is usually very stiff and rigid, but this one is very flexible to begin with and just feels really premium, and it comes on a deployment clasp with the usual quick release spring bars for easy change of straps. And here it is. Ciga have released 2 versions of the Legend of the Serpent, and this one is a 365 piece only limited edition piece with an 18 karat gold serpent. The 365 pieces obviously to represent 365 days of the year for the year of the serpent. And it looks like a Ridley Scott version of the Garden of Eden. Raised by wolves, anyone? This watch is based on the award-winning Blue Planet series. So instead of the blue planet and the compass rose, they've replaced it with a golden serpent. The serpent inside this watch is made from 1 gram of real 18 karat gold. Now snakes are beautiful creatures, but I don't like them. I think it's some sort of childhood phobia, so I'm glad that this doesn't actually look like a real snake, but more of an abstract depiction, almost like a golden silk ribbon floating in the wind. The dial follows the serpentine theme with the snakeskin hexagonal honeycomb pattern, and look at the way the pattern reflects on the underbelly of that gold snake. It looks like it's shed its skin and a new one is growing in its place. The second piece has a sterling silver serpent with a sterling silver necklace gift and is not limited to 365 pieces and is a lot cheaper than the gold version, and also has a different choice of movement and strap. The gold serpent is powered by a 26 joule Swiss automatic movement based on the ETA 2824 with a 41-hour power reserve, and the silver serpent, according to Ciga, has its own in-house 21 joule movement, which is most likely based on Citizen's Myota technology with a 40-hour power reserve. Neither of the movements have any sort of special finishing or adornment, and I think with the cost of precious metals and the crazy case material, Ciga have decided to save some money on the movements to keep the overall price of the watches down. Stainless steel, titanium, black and white ceramic have been materials used by Ciga on the previous Blue Planet series, but this one is a solid piece of black onyx, which is a variety of the semi-precious agate stone.
Say what?
That's the first time I've ever heard of this material ever being used to make a watch case. I can only imagine how difficult it is to cut and polish this material. But here is a clip I found, which may be how the process works. In the literature it says the case is meticulously crafted from black agate, giving each piece a unique texture. I did have a good look at both cases, but couldn't really see any sort of individual texture. It just all looks uniformly black. But as a watchmaker, when I realized the case was made from a stone, straight away I decided to have a look at the lugs, because stone and spring bars, you know, and I was relieved to see that they were reinforced with steel. The main body of the case and the screw-on case back are also reinforced with steel, Otherwise, you can imagine putting a thread onto a polished stone and expecting it to screw down. Crunch! So let me give you some specs while I strap these things up. The case measures 46.5mm across with a double dome sapphire glass on top and mineral glass on the exhibition case back. Oh, that's what it says in the book. But when I tested them, they both seem to be sapphire. I did ask Ciga to clarify this, and they did confirm that both top and bottom crystals are sapphire, and it was just a print error in the book. Now these watches do look like smooth black pebbles, so it would be very tempting to see how many times they would skip across a lake. But as long as the lake is only 30 meters deep, then you should be fine with this 30 meters of water resistance. The gold serpent comes with a leather strap, but this silver one comes with this really cool rubber strap with a snakeskin embossed pattern, which goes really well with the theme of the dial. I didn't see any options to mix and match the straps, but it would be nice to have both straps as an option. And this is what they look like on my wrist model's slithery wrist. And he is a bit of a buffoon who always likes to get into character, so you will have to excuse him for his modeling techniques. Now, due to the crazy gold prices and the tariff wars imposed by the orangutan man, hold on a minute, that doesn't sound right, can't read my own bloody handwriting. Oh, orange tan man. So due to the price of gold and the Swiss movement, an onyx case and alligator leather, the limited edition gold version with around 1 gram of gold is priced at $2,399. And the sterling silver version with their in-house movement is $1,499. And they both come with a sterling silver necklace, so you can share your purchase with your loved ones. And I think that was the intention. Sort of like a split heart necklace, I suppose. So if you were to ever be separated by accident at the airport, and then accidentally you both had plastic surgery, then you can find each other again by matching up the two pieces. So let's have a look to see how these both perform. The 21 joule in-house movement beats at 21,600 beats per hour compared to the 28,800 beats per hour of the 26 joule Swiss version, and out of the box they both perform very respectably. The Swiss one, being based on the famous ETA 2824, has that famous ETA 2824 groggy manual winding, but the in-house version, based on the Japanese technology, is much smoother. The Swiss version has only 1 extra hour of power reserve over its Japanese counterpart. I understand that the limited edition one comes as it is, but I think it would be cool to offer the silver one with a choice of these two movements at 2 different price points. At the moment it's just as it is and you can't choose. But Ciga is a brand that listens to feedback, so I'm sure if enough people requested it, they would change their stance. So how do you read the time on this marvel? Initially I thought, oh, they've just replaced the blue planet and compass rose with a serpent and the head points to the time, but actually it's completely different. The hour track is fixed, but the minute track rotates and the serpent also moves, but instead of the head pointing to the correct time, the head and tail are both used to read the correct time. The head points to the hour and the tail points to the minute. To be honest, my head hurts thinking about how they've managed to do that, but it's kind of really cool. So here in this example, the head points to 6 and the tail points to 00 when it's 6 o'clock. And now when it's 12 o'clock, the head points to 12 and the tail points to 00. And as the time progresses to 5 past 12, 10 past 12 and so on, you can see how everything positions itself to call out the time for you. Pretty neat, huh? The hour and minute markers have increased in size from the original Blue Planet series due to customer feedback, and recently they did the Blue Planet 2 with loomed hour markers, which I reviewed on the channel, but sadly on this one there is no loom. Now there are 8 billion of us on this planet, and I know a lot of people love snakes. Some adore them as pets, while others like to barbecue them over a bushfire. The serpent has a special place in many cultures, mythology and religion. The serpent whispered lies and deceit to Adam and Eve and caused them to make a mistake. In other cultures, the serpent represents health and fertility. And then there are those like me who get twitchy spasms when even the word snake is mentioned. There are some anthropologists who have argued that the fear of snakes is built into our unconscious minds because for millions of years snakes were the only significant predators to primates. Well, I don't know about all that, but I can say for definite that I have some built-in natural fear in my unconscious and conscious minds. But I'm not afraid of this beautifully crafted golden slither, and I think staring at it in this delicate form has cured me of my phobia. And to test that, but mostly because I like to get into character to make your viewing more pleasurable, I have decided to do the unthinkable. And I want you to imagine what it took for me to get these final shots. I did mute out all the screams in the background. So, what do you guys think of these watches? What do you think of the price points? I mean, I get it. Onyx case, 18 karat gold, Swiss movement, alligator leather, and a crazy way to tell the time. And it's limited to 365 pieces, which is usually what collectors go mad for sometimes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll leave all the links and details in the descriptions. And with that, I will bid you farewell until next time. Take care, friends. Tra!